So it looks like I'm live right now. So my name is Poet Prophet, and this is my first attempt to do live trading, live crypto trading online, and just sharing my life with everyone as well. So before I start, there's a couple of ritual that I like to do. So this is, you can see this is Palo Santo. So Palo Santo, it's like a little, wood, and it burns, and it basically creates very good energy for everybody. It cleanses the air and it gives good energy. So I like to start that before I trade, and the smell is really nice as well, and it's pretty good. And so here goes. And so this is my a little bit of my ritual every single day when I wake up, and I look at the charts and I look at things, and I'm in my backyard, outside my room, and it's a really nice place. I love it, and I could focus, and I could just look at the charts, and I could start trading, and I would just share some of the stuff that I've been learning recently with anyone who wants to be part of this live stream. I know there's, yeah. So I never had a lot of success actually in terms of trading crypto. I have some investment. I put it, you know, somewhere, but I like to trade. I like to learn to trade. And recently I've joined a sniper school, and it's an amazing school. I love it. It was fantastic. I learned a lot of stuff, and so I'm trying here to just put some of the stuff I learned into practice, and maybe trade live with any one of you guys who wants to watch, and maybe we can just make some money. We'll see. And so this is Bybit. This is the trading platform that I'm using right now to trade, and I don't mind showing you my assets. Uh, if you can look at it, yeah, I have around $124 in this account, and I have $88 in my spot, and maybe $35 in my derivatives account. And I love trading derivatives. So it's one of the things that really got me right into trading, because I could do leverage. I could, get into a couple of stuff. Yeah. So what I do actually a lot of times when I first got in, I would just check out all my favorite tokens. I was looking at Magic the other day, and I was looking at Magic today, and it looks like it have a little bit of a bounce off. So I like to trade off the 1 minute and 5 minute charts. That's something that is very exciting for me, because it goes up and down really fast, and I could catch the drift. And usually I try to catch the rhythm of the trade. So it looks like it just bounced off the Stoic RSI. So what I learned from Sheldon recently was that I could only catch the trade below the 10. It's really funny, because when I look to my screen, because my screen is on the right side, but then when you guys are seeing me, I'm actually looking to the left. So please forgive me. Maybe for the next live stream, I would basically just switch the switch the second monitor around. All right. So please forgive me. I'm pretty anal actually about this kind of stuff, but let's see. So it doesn't look like I have a trade right now, because I might be just prepping for a short. So I like to short, and I like to long, so it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to take my emotions out of the trade, because I get very attached actually to the coins that I do. So I'm just trying to pull myself out, have a bit of a big view, and then we'll see what happens. So 4 hour. So sometimes I like to look at the 4 hour to see the whole entire trend. And if you look at all these little green lines, these are the some of the support and the resistance that I've actually marked out. But again, I do like to go on 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 a 5 minute chart. And so I will just go through some of the stuff. So BTC is right now at 4,657. It actually crossed the line. So it crosses the 24200, which is very exciting for the market right now. ETH is at 1699, which is also very interesting. I think so. I've got some positions, very very long positions on ETH. So I have Lido as well. LDO currently, so yeah, possibly there could be a trade coming up for LDO. So I'm watching this space. So the idea is basically to catch a trade when it crosses the line, crosses the the the, 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 the stochastic RSI, basically crosses the line, and I'll just catch a long from here. And let's see whether in the next 5 minutes we could catch something, right? For and then Gala, no, nothing yet. Maybe prepping for a little bit of a short if it's possible. So it looks like, yeah, there might be a possibility of a short. So it's actually very confusing for me sometimes when he talks about stochastic RSI and RSI, and I try, not to mess around with it too much. But it feels like sometimes I would love for the stochastic RSI to be up here, and then maybe the RSI to be really up here as well before I could do the short. So it feels like there is an opportunity to short here, but I'm a little bit reluctant because it didn't really cross over the 80 mark, right? So this is one of my favorite tokens so far recently. But if you can look at again my close PNL, I haven't been very very lucky with Magic. I have been losing my trades as well, but it's okay. So the idea is basically to see if I can get my $35 up to $70 maybe, and yeah, just practicing my trade in front of a live audience, and it's so exciting. Okay, so we got Magic APT, yeah. Aptos. Aptos, I've been looking, nothing so far. So I'll just basically go through the day scanning through some of the tokens at a 5 minute time frame and to see if there's anything that's interesting for me. If not, I'll just basically look at something else, right? Everybody, so sometimes I will also go to Crypto Banter Discord. There's a lot of alpha here. I'm always looking at Sheldon. He's always giving us quite a lot of a lot of very interesting trading charts, and then yeah, I mean it's interesting, Yeah, so he will show you like support line and where are the resistance, and it's kind of fun just going through that. And I have a group of guys. Maybe I should not show you our Discord, but yeah, I have a group of trading partners in Singapore where we will just share. Actually, I'm not so sure if I should tell you that I'm in Singapore, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, so it's okay because also I'm on VPN. So yeah, so not right now. Yeah, so yeah, nobody knows where I am. I could be in Singapore. I could be in Argentina tomorrow. I could be anywhere, so it's fine. Yep. So learning from random man. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I'll go to the Discord. I will just go through some of the chat, some of the stuff, some of the news, some of the trade results to get myself inspired, which is really interesting. Look at this guy. Wow, some of these guys are really, really crushing it, man. 891, 700 over percent. This is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. 500 on Gala long, 25x. These are all like real degens, man. So let's see. Let's get back to this. So Solana as well. Solana is one of my favorite tokens. I've been following Solana for a long time. Unfortunately, I bought it at 31, and then I sold at 12, thinking that it would really go down the drain during the FTX saga. So I'm trying to build my position again on Solana. So I'm actually a really amateur trader, just trying to share my experience with everybody, just trying to see where I can go in this. So I'm not seeing any trade currently right now. So sometimes I will also just look at everything. So this is a very interesting token. So recently they have a little bit of an airdrop, and then it just basically went off the roof like crazy. Look at this stochastic RSI. It's totally overbought. Even the RSI 14 is totally overbought, and it's kind of like ready for a short. So should we just prep for a shot? So if I prep for a shot, I will actually go to I would I'm a little bit lazy, so I'll just go straight to the market. So I have a isolated 10x around here. Yeah. So this is where you can set all your leverage. Yeah. So this is very volatile. So maybe I'm just putting it at 7x, maybe 5. Yeah. So I'll just do a 5x leverage for this. So Blur is an interesting token. So I might just go in on the trade right now. So it feels like it's kind of right for a short. Uh, yeah. So it just turned. If you can see, it just totally just turned the ground, and so I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna do a short. Yeah. So yep, here goes. So usually I'll add a little bit of a TP, which is like usually 5%. Yeah, so I don't lose too much. My loss is only like $1.71. Yep, good luck to me. And so hopefully, if this thing goes down, I'll be able to catch a trade. The interesting thing for me is that when I'm doing this, I'm able to basically close my trade right here if I need to in an emergency. Yeah. So I'm watching the trade right now. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it go down. I'm watching it print some money. Again, one of the most difficult thing to do is to decide when to close the trade, right? So I use a little. I use some indicators for me just to look at this. So if you look at this, so I'll close this because this is not good. Just kind of close off my vision. So I have the EMA 20 and the EMA which is 50 here. Yeah. So if you look at that, you can close. Yeah. So the EMA 200, I don't really use it at such a short time frame. So I use the EMA 20, which is this line, and then the EMA 50, which is the orange line. Yeah, just to basically track where I am. So now we are up 7.3%, which is very interesting. So it feels like we could close. Yeah, so I don't do a lot of this. I don't do a lot of this. What do you call that? The risk assessment thing where it's like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. I mean it's just too fast for me. So I like really fast trades like this. I really like to see it going down. So I have this very interesting thing called the super trend here, which basically shows you the trend of what's going on. So if you can see here, that's green in color. So I can actually zoom in if you want to. If you can see this green color, it's basically on the uptrend, and it's supposed to be going down on a rate, which is the downtrend because I'm shorting. If it's not, then I'm in big trouble. So it's going back up again, as you can see. So if you actually move to the 1 minute, you can actually see it more clearly. Yeah. So I like to just, after I take the trade, I'll just monitor on the 1 minute just to see how it goes. So even on the 1 minute, you can see that sometimes it has very contradicting signals, right? So the stochastic RSI is usually at the bottom at the 1 minute versus the 5 minute, and it's probably going to go up. And then that's where you need to decide the call, right? But the good thing about this trade is that the RSI 14 is actually quite high. Unless it just decides to bump up, then I have no choice. So I might want to close this trade at about 10%. So I'm happy with 10% of my gains for this trade, and let's see what happens. So sometimes I will even put a stop loss after If it really dives down really deep, I will just put a stop loss at, let's say, the opening, my entry price, or maybe just give myself a little bit of profit, and then so I might get stopped out some of the times. But yeah, it looks like it's printing some money, and I'm really excited. So I'm $2.60 up, 7.6%, which is very interesting. I mean, it's very different trading live in front of an audience, because it kind of makes me a little bit more responsible. I think I'm just gonna close this trade right now. The reason is because it's just, look at this, it's just going up. So I'm gonna close it, confirm, great, voila. I'll show you my PNL. So I'm basically up 5.5% on a blur short at 5x. Why am I on 5x? Oh yeah, I did a 5x. Yeah, I should be on a 10x. If I'm on 10x, then I'll probably be closing up at 10%, right? But it's okay. A win is a win. So I will just look for the next trade. So I'm very happy about that. Sometimes I will just download the image and then share it with my group, right? So let's just hunt for the next trade. So I could technically go for a long when it goes up. That will be like a real quick swing trade. So you can see in less than I don't know, 10 minutes, we got a trade, right? Yeah. So I'm up a little bit. I mean, it's okay. I'll just find some interesting trades. So just now, where we were on LDO, Lido, and yeah, it feels like it just went straight down, and it's probably ready for a long right now, if you can see. Yeah. So it's kind of like gonna gonna do a turn, right? Yeah. But RSI is a little bit high right now, so I'm not really sure. Um, we'll let it fall a little, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and then let's just hunt around. Let's see what how Magic is doing today. Still, yeah, it's not really at the point. It's in kind of like no man's land. I don't really want to get involved in that. Uh, yeah, APT looks like it's ready for a long and on a 5 minutes. So let's just wait for this. Um, yeah, so I do all my TA directly on Bybit because it's so much easier for me. Yeah, instead of going back to TradingView, and of course TradingView has a lot of good stuff, especially just the alerts and stuff like that. I'm not even sure if I can do alerts here, but it doesn't feel like I could. Yeah, maybe I can. So look at this. There's a TradingView alert. I'll learn how to do this in a while. Maybe so some of the things that I also like to trade, it's also just looking at the volume, because the volume basically shows for me the the liquidity, right? So if there's a lot of liquidity, it's easier to trade, meaning that prices could move up and down. I love volatility. I love it. I love that markets are going up and down, because I'm just such a short trader. I think I have ADHD. Possibly, I can't stay on the trade for a long time. I just need to open and close, and that's just my style. So I like to really trade on the 5 minutes time frame, right? Yeah. So just let's look at other. So I've got a position on FTM on the spot. Let me just show you. So for here, if you can also do spot. Uh, yeah. So I have a position on FTM, and then I've also a position on ADA. So these are like my goal, right? So like what Sheldon and Rance did, Sheldon said, this is like my goal pot. So I will just, with whatever that I have earned, I will just put it back into here, and I'll just buy some stuff, and I'll just trade spot. There's no leverage on this. I don't do leverage on. I mean, I don't do leverage on my spot trade. Yeah. So I sorry. Let me just get to this. Yeah. So I also don't put a lot of money in my leverage account, right? So I'm just using my leverage account to basically test and practice uh, the stuff that I'm. So just now where we were in APT. Yeah, so APT feels like it's gonna, and then FTM, XRP. So I've been following Dodge for a while as well. Just checking on Dodge. Nothing interesting right now on the 5 minutes. Uh, yeah, Filecoin has run so much. I mean, it's crazy, you know. So I didn't catch the trade, but yeah. So I'll just quickly glance through some of the stuff that I like here. Yeah, near. Let me just take a look. Not ready for a trade. Still far away. So DYDX. Okay, so DYDX looks like it's ready to pop, and yeah, just looking at the stochastic RSI, you know, seeing where it's gonna go, and then also the trend line. So I'm gonna try to attempt to do this live trading probably every day. Just probably having a record of what I'm doing. I think it's fun for me. It's also fun to just share my trades with everybody, and then maybe in a month's time you can see that this turns to $1,000, and then that's very exciting. Okay, DYDX looks like it's ready for a long. So we go back to the 1 minute, and then if you look at the 1 minute, the stochastic is very high, but you know the RSI is low. So I have a couple of other indicators here which I don't really use. And why do I have double volume? So let me just close one volume. Yeah. So sometimes if I can't really see very well, what I'll do is I'll just expand it out like this. Yeah, so I can really just check. So yeah, so I have no positions open right now. I'm just still looking for one. It feels like DYDX is just going to run. So I'm actually looking at some of these L1s that Sheldon was recommending to see whether it really pops out today as well. So Solana, I'm still waiting. So I've closed some trades. Okay, it looks like Solana is ready to do a long. Yeah, so it has this really big candle going down, meaning to say that there's a couple of sell off. But you can also see that um, once it goes down, it gets buy up really fast. I mean, that's what I learned from Sheldon, right? So let's see. So currently, I'm not trading with any resistance or trend line. I'm just going with the flow currently. Sometimes I do, but I find it um, a little bit troublesome sometimes. Yeah. So I'm waiting for Seoul to go down and make a turn currently here before I take a long on this. So I need to check again. It feels like it's a 10x isolated. Yeah. So I had a strategy with cross trading. If you can do cross or isolated, cross meaning to say that you could basically deploy any balance or the available balance. So you know of the trade. So I will go in with 50% and then leave it on cross, not touching it. And so if it drops all the way to the end, and I will just kind of average my leverage trade. So I got burned on that strategy. So I'm not going back to that at the moment. Yeah. So I think I will do a isolated trade. Yeah. So I might be going 10x on this one. Yeah. Sometimes it's I'm not very patient when it comes to trading, but so I'm also trying to think during a live session like this, what am I going to do, right? So am I going to just you know show you my Twitter feed, you know what's going on there? So look at blur in the 15 minutes. So where were we just now? So we had a close trade, right? So we closed along at 103.79, and see where it is now. 115.48. It's crazy, right? So if I have left the trade on, so 101. So where was I? 101. 101 can't be so far away. Oh, I have an active. Let me just cancel this. I have an active magic trade going on. The order does not exist. Okay, sorry. I think I was on probably a previous. So I need to refresh this. Yeah. So it doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look right. I thought we did a blur position. So yeah, that was where we were. Okay. So we were at 117. We did a close and we did a short, and we ended up in 115. But now it's actually 114. So if I have left the trade on, I would have made a little bit more money, but it's okay. Not greedy. I think I just want to be able to trade well, and just yeah. So my idea is maybe I could do 10 trades of 10%, and that would give me about 100% daily on my full account. So I go all in with all my $37. So I compound basically my trade. Yeah. So where we are at APT, waiting for it to come out. Yeah, it's coming out. So yeah, blur. Let's reload this so that it's looking at the right time frame. Lido looks like it's gonna break as well. So yeah, so I have a couple of windows here, so it's easier for me to navigate between different tokens. So I have all the tokens just open up here. Sol is here, right? Sol looks like it's gonna break. APT looks like it's gonna break. So let's just wait. I think we are at the right time trading. So BTC is just for my reference, so I can kind of see where it's gonna go. So sometimes I will just open up more windows, especially, and then so I have Magic. Magic is still kind of far away for a long, so I'll just put it. Things that I like, I'll just put it up here. So sometimes what I do is also just to measure the potential of how it could go up, right? So imagine it kind of runs from here and then did a turn. I could actually expect like a 1%. So if it's 1% and you have a leverage of X10, meaning to say that you probably can reach a 10% goal, right? So then if you look at Sol, Sol could be here, and then if it runs, yeah, so it's 8%. So this could be a better trade. Yeah. So basically from kind of like the top where it drops off, and to the bottom where it kind of turns. Yeah. So you can kind of feel like where it's a better trade, because it's really hard to tell. Just looking at these charts, whether it's how many percent is there. So these measuring tools are actually really interesting. So look at this, right? So 5 minute on a Lido, like an LDO chart, it gives you about 4%, which is like 40% if you are going on on a 10x. So this looks like a better trade right now and a better return. So I might just wait for Lido to turn, and then let's see. So this is actually a much better trade. So called the risk to reward feels like it's higher, but it doesn't matter. So we're just still waiting for it to turn. Sometimes it could take a long time, and it just irritates the hell out of me. Yeah. So yeah. So let me just attempt to do this. Yeah. So look at this. This is the part that we are looking for. So once it turns up, cuts across, this is where we'll take the trade. Yeah. It feels like it's going up. So sometimes you go back to your 1 minute chart. It gives you a clearer picture of where it's going to turn. And then sorry, let's go back to this. So 1 minute chart when it turns is a little bit tricky because it kind of go up and down, up and down, up and down, and I'm not really so certain. Uh, I've got tricked many times on the 1 minute, so I rather go on a little bit of a 5 minute time frame to see where I can go. So it also feels like there is a little bit of a resistant trend here on the Solana chart. So sometimes I like to do a trend line, which is here, and then on the Mac it's like an option page. So I can kind of feel like, okay, here it's like a bit of a resistance. So if it's green, usually, okay, it's taking a turn. So I'm just going to go for a trade. 100%, I'm going to long. So I'm in a trade right now on a Solana 10x long. As you can see, it's, oops, it's going down, but let's see. So let's just take a look at the 1 minute. It feels like, yeah, it feels like it has some leg to go up still. So we'll just wait, be a little bit patient. Don't forget to put my stop loss at 5% in case it just crash on me. It's just some of the safety net that I do. So you can actually tell from the chart, I actually have some space here. So this is like a 5, if it's on a 10x, it's like a 0.5%, right? So this is where I will get stopped out. Yeah, so I'm in a trade, and then we'll see what happens. Wow, so it's already been 30 minutes live. I never could imagine myself doing 30 minutes of live stream. Oh my God. It's an achievement for me. So currently it's not printing money, and you can tell it went up and then it came down again. See, it went up just now. I saw it going up, but then it kind of went down again. Yeah, but kind of like it's more like a patient game. Maybe it will take some time to go down, and then oh, look at that, it's doing this crazy week. I could get stopped out. Look at this, I'm -3. So once it hits -5%, I'll get stopped out. So if I get stopped out, my loss will be $1.80, which is not really good. So I didn't set my take profit for now because I'm not in there. I'm not in the range. So hopefully it kind of turns back again. This is like a trick. Yeah. So sometimes it kind of tricked you. So we go back to the 1 minute. See, you can tell. See, the 1 minute is always a bit tricky, right? It goes up and then sometimes it kind of goes down like this. Yeah, so usually I try to line them up, but sometimes you don't get the opportunity to. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so sometimes just be a little bit patient and see where it goes. If I'm lucky right now, it could just turn up again. It's really hard to say sometimes. In a market like this, nobody knows, right? Yeah, but you can tell also that when it goes down, it gets bought up quite quickly, which is hopefully a good sign for me. And let's hope this trade prints some money. It's fun doing live trading. Oh, it's going down. It's so scary. I'm just doing this for fun, right? I mean, it's not like I'm of course, I would love to make some money during the live trade, but yeah, but it's every trade is a learning experience to see where it goes. Yeah, just now I was talking about the trend line. So it kind of feels like there is a little bit of a resistance around this area. I'm not really sure. So I'll just kind of put like a little bit of a marking here. And then, so when I zoom out, I kind of feel like this is like the top. So sometimes I'll just put a line, a horizontal line here, just for me to basically, yeah, know that there's a kind of like a top. So I would change the color to red. So I know that this is probably my buy zone and this is my short. So I can do both, right? So the good thing again, like I said, it's the RSI is just below the 10, so it feels like it has a chance to go up. So it's going up a little bit, yeah. So, but let's see. I mean, anything can happen during a trade. So that's why I like to. So a lot of crazy trade happens when I'm not looking. So I'll just you know enter a trade and I just leave it, and then yeah, sometimes I get lucky overnight. It shoots up to 50%, but I try my best not to do that. Yeah, so I try to be on the trade all the time just to see what's going on. So if I have a little bit more resources, I could do a couple of trades at one time, but I'm kind of like a one trade person. So I like to just sit down, focus on one trade, see where it gets me, close the trade, and then move on to the next one. So it's not printing money yet. So sometimes we'll just leave it to run and then just go check out on other trades. So APT looks like it's pretty good. Lido, which is very interesting currently. So I know that a lot of people are right now into narratives. Yeah. So whether it's AI narrative, whether it's DeFi narrative, Lido, I think it's some sort of a staking narrative. So I try to follow as much as possible, but I don't have enough time to do the research. So I watch a lot of crypto banter. So that gives me a lot of alpha, a lot of very good stuff where I could just take in and I could try to basically catch up, yeah, so saves me a lot of time on reading and stuff like that. And what I'm really interested with what Ren was saying is that just following some of this oh, sorry, that's my dog. Yeah, I have a couple of dogs at home, and they may be an issue when I'm doing the live stream, but it's okay. I mean, some extra background noise cheering me on, maybe for the trade. And look at that, it's going up. It's trying to close. So let's look at that. Let's look at our Solana trade. Look at that. It kind of bounced. Yeah. So it feels like there is some sort of a resistant line here. So I will just move it down slightly to where the wick closes. So I know that that's kind of like my range. Yeah, so I have a bit of a range here to play. So we might be in kind of like a ranging market at the moment. I'm not really sure, but let's see. Uh, yeah, so back to Ren. So Ren was asking us to follow some Chinese or Korean accounts, crypto account, but I'm I didn't really take note again on those accounts. Maybe I could check. So let me see what's happening on Twitter. Ran the man. Yep, I'm following him. Wow, he's got lots of stuff, man. I met Ran a couple of years ago in New York. Yep, I'll tell you the story next time. Yeah, I don't think he'll remember me, but it's okay. Yeah, so he's talking about a fad, and yeah, I've been watching his shows, and he's in South Africa. Let's see, Crypto Man. 200 over 1,000. Wow. I love crypto banter, man. I mean, they have been giving a lot of alphas, and appreciate that. Appreciate all of them. Appreciate Sheldon just sharing a lot of a lot of stuff. Just learning a lot from them. Just trying not to make too many mistakes right now. Yeah, so the trade is going okay. It's neither here nor there. It's kind of like fluctuating between a negative 1% to uh, yeah. So the volume is actually quite good for Solana, almost at 200 million in 24 hours. So let's see. Hopefully, this trade prints some money. That'll be very interesting. See, it actually takes uh, it actually takes a turn. If you can see. So I'm still learning how to use MACD. I'm not really, yeah, I can't really tell. So it actually takes a turn, which means to say that there is a possibility of it going up, right? So, but if you again look at the 1 minute chart and for the stochastic RSI, it looks like it's going to turn down, right? So that's the dangerous part. And sometimes when it turns down, it kind of like just kills you and stop you out in the trade. But again, the good thing is the RSI is on 40. The RSI 14 is kind of like below the 50 mark. So meaning to say that there is some room to go up, which I think it can be interesting. So let's check on Lido and what's going on. Lido is actually going to go up, I feel. And I think this could be good. Yeah, this could be good. Look at that, like 4%. So it's like 30%. Let's see. But I don't have any money right now unless I just close this trade and just jump to this. But usually I won't. Right? I'll just kind of like stick to it for a while. Yeah, and see what happens. So I'm not so sure. How are you guys loving the stream so far? This is again my first stream. I call it the 5B Bull Run. Something came to my mind like 5 billion. I'm not so sure whether it's 5 billion ETH, which I don't think there is enough there, or $5 billion. But it's okay. It's just something in my mind, right? So 5 billion. So in Chinese, so I am born in the year of the cow. I'm a guy, so it's the bull. So this year feels like a bull run for me. So I just put there 5B Bull Run, live crypto trading. I'm not so sure whether I'm gonna stick to the name, but let's see. I mean, if anybody has any good suggestion for a name, just let me know. So Magic, how is my Magic doing? Yeah, Magic is still not really in no man's land, according to my 5 minute chart. So BTC is slightly coming down a little bit. Again, I'm always on this short time frame. I'm really not into this very long time frame stuff. I mean, since I have some time, maybe I should just do a bit of charting and then see where that goes. So on the okay, I will do it on the 5 minute, so it's a little bit easier. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to chart on the five, but yeah, there is something here. I think I'm not so sure whether I'm doing it right, but sometimes I'll just do a bit of a trend line just to see where we are, and maybe even I don't know, maybe even here. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of a wedge, it feels like we are at the bottom of it. Yeah, which kind of coincides with where this is. And then hopefully these are like some points that I can take note, and it could possibly go up, and so I would sometimes just judge. Yeah, so it's like a 7% run, and I might then be taking a profit at around, yeah, 0.5. So we learned something on about the Fibonacci. So sometimes I would also do a bit of a Fibonacci from the top, and then the retracement at 618. Sorry, this is wrong because it's coming down. So coming down, I would probably do a down like from the top. Sorry, Fibonacci top down. Yeah, and 618. So the 618. So the retracement zone is at around 23.375. So 23.375 could be one. So if I were to put here and I just put here 23.375, and you can tell ROI is only 3%, which is a bit ridiculous, right? So if I hit that, I only make 3%. So I'm not I'm not going to touch the Fibonacci. It doesn't look like the trade is going anywhere. It's like again in the middle. There's no man's land. I'm kind of down 2.1% now. I'm down 3 point. You know, as long as I don't get stopped out, I think it's good. So you can tell it did a bit of a bump up and then it came down again. Yeah. So it feels like this thing is going to turn down. And sometimes this kind of coincide with the one, which is exactly right, the 1 minute, which is coming down. So it's a little bit confusing for me sometimes, but we'll see what happens. I don't want it to be luck. I want to trade well. I want to be able to read the signals properly. I want to be able to trade properly. I want to be able to know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm practicing. I'm practicing the trade in front of a live audience, so you guys can see what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys can learn something from it. So it's been 47 minutes. Wow. And this is my first live stream, and I'm really excited. So I don't even know what time I'm going to stop the stream. But I feel like I should be trading for at least an hour so we know what's going on. Except that I don't really have a lot of capital to trade for now. So I'm always in one trade at a time. So in the meantime, I can just start looking at some other stuff. So I'm really liking this Lido trade, man. Yeah, I'm not so sure whether I should just pull it back. Yeah, because my soul is not big. So the reason why I'm also really into kind of like the soul trade is because I really like this coin and I think it has a lot of potential. And recently, one of my friend who started, or I would say friend slash mentor, he started MATCHDAY, which is I think a game, a Web3 gaming trading card soccer game. I'll probably show you guys what's MATCHDAY. Um, it's MATCHDAY. I'm following them. Wow, now they have 41. Yeah, so build, trade, compete. So it's very interesting. Yeah, so they built the entire ecosystem on Solana. So I'm really excited, right? So it's kind of like a trading card game, if I'm not wrong, right? So, but I'm not really into soccer. I'm just doing this because I really support him. So match day. Let me see. Match day. Does it come out? Exactly. So this is the website. Match day. I will put it up in this in below. If you guys need, it's yeah. So you can sign up. I'll put the link downstairs as well for everybody. Log in. Maybe I should log in and show you my MATCHDAY account. Does it work? 245. MATCHDAY signing is not working. Oh yes, it works. I have so many accounts. Something went wrong. What happened? Oh, I'm in. Internet is a little bit slow today. Okay, it feels like it's finally taking a turn now, but let's see. Yep. So match day. So this is, I think this is my squad. Uh, and I don't even know how to play this game, but yeah, it feels like, yeah. So these are all my guys. So these are all my cards. I've got this guy. I don't even know who these guys are, man. If you know, you just tell me, man. Wow, interesting. I think now we can start trading. So this is like a Web3 game, you know. So I'm still discovering myself as well. Yeah. Wow, they have got a marketplace. Nice. We came back. Now they have a marketplace. Let me see who are the rare ones. I'm gonna filter it. How is my trade doing on Sol? It's still not printing money, and I don't even know when it's gonna print money. Yeah, stochastic RSI go up and it went down, and Messi is only $750. Wow, that's interesting. So good, so good. I'm so happy for him. You know, so it looks really cool. Uh, yeah, if you are looking at this live stream, I'm not gonna tell who you are for now, but yeah, it's really a close friend of mine. Spent some time together when he was in Singapore, and yeah, he did really well. I'm really proud of him. Yeah. So, oh my God, yeah, let's not get stopped out on this trade. So I'm probably going to stop streaming in about 8 minutes time. So yeah. So I'll put the link below for match day, and you guys can just take a look. And if you like it, you can just sign up if you want to. If you are into football, right? So I'm not really into football, but like I said, I'm happy to support my friend. Let's just open Sheldon. Oh, blur went up. Yeah, blur went up. So you can see sometimes trading can be a little bit, I don't know, live trading. It can be a little bit. I mean, just waiting for something to happen. Just always looking at new things, trying to find the right trade, trying to prep my trade. So that's what I do. I'll just look around for new stuff. So maybe I'll just go through some of the stuff. Sometimes I will just take a look also at the 24 hours trend, just to see what's running and what's not. And those that are not running, maybe if it's on some sort of an uptrend, I could basically look at it. Like you look at this Magic. So Magic is actually kind of down 7.29%. It has a good run. So maybe when the trend goes up, this is an opportunity for me to just take a look at again Magic to see whether it has a bit of, it could go up again. Immutable X, a coin that has been talked about. It's also down. So these are like render, Rose. I had some success on Rose as well. And then yeah, so just take a look at Rose. Wow, Rose looks like it's ready to pop up, man. Yeah. see, I wish I have more capital just riding on this. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, looks like I got stopped out. So I got stopped out on the trade. So basically did a bit of a nosedive, and you can see my close position. Yep, you can see that it's negative. So this trade, I'm down $2.2. Yeah. So that's it. So I got stopped out of a trade, but it's okay. So now I can look at rows, and this is probably the next trade that I'm going into. So yeah, so it's been live for almost an hour, and it's been nice just catching up with all of you on the live trade. I'll probably go take a break for a while, and maybe I'll come back again for another live session, and let's see what happens. So again, I'm Poet Prophet. Uh, tell you a little bit more about my name the next time. So I'm going to end this stream again. So leaving you with Match Day. Uh, and if you want to join, please go ahead and have a good one.